are going to study Part B, Subject-Specific Skills, Web Applications and Security. In Subject-Specific Skills, we have 4 chapters: Digital Documentation Skills, Electronic Spreadsheet, Database Management, and Web Applications and Security. So we are going to study Web Applications and Security. And the session is Understanding Networking Fundamental. So data communication is a two-way exchange of information, that is giving and receiving. That means it's not only about sending, it's also about receiving as well. And then only communication cycle is completed. What are the components of communication? These are sender, medium and receiver. Sender is the one who sends a message, medium through which the message flows, and receiver who receives the message. Now, what are the different types of medium? There are 2 types of mediums: wired medium and wireless medium. For wired medium, we have example twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, optical fiber and Ethernet cable. And these are all used. Wireless medium, we have radio waves, microwaves and infrared. In infrared, we have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. In network. Now, what's a network? A computer network is a collection of computers or other hardware devices. So, it's a network. Is a collection of computers that are connected together using special hardware and software, which enables us to exchange information and resources. Peer-to-peer, P2P architecture. Now, what is this? Networks in which all computers have an equal status are called peer-to-peer networks. All have equal status are known as peer-to-peer networks. Generally, in such network, each terminal has an equally competent CPU. Now, what is a client-server architecture? In networks in which certain computers have special dedicated tasks providing services to other computers in the network are called client-server networks. The computers which provide services are called servers, and other ones that use these services are called clients. Now, what does this mean? Is that peer-to-peer means when everyone has equal status. Suppose in a group you have no leader is there, everyone is having equal status. But if in a group there are 1 or 2 leaders, then it will be known as client-server architecture, in which one will be the head and it will be providing information and tasks to the other client. Now, there are different types of computer network that we have studied in many classes, that is LAN, WAN and MAN. So, LAN, local area network, WAN, wide area network, and MAN, metropolitan area network. What is an advantage of computer network? Why do we need computer networks? So, exchange of information and file sharing becomes easy. We can share resources. For sharing resources, I can give you an example. Suppose 10 computers are connected to one printer. So, one printer is doing the work of all 10 computers. And we don't need 10 different printers for 10 different computers. It reduces cost. The same thing, if we are sharing resources, then the cost of 9 printers is saved. Flexibility working environment, because if one computer does not work, but then also the information will not be lost. We can find it from any other computer. And better storage capacity, that means now storage capacity increases because in all the computers the information can be stored. Now, what is content technology? The use of different communication technologies and the internet has increased to share and exchange data. This has introduced a new form of technology known as content technology. So, what is content technology? It is the use of different communication technologies, and internet has increased to share and exchange data. And this new form of technology is known as content technology. And what are the different types of content technology or different types of content that can be shared is data and information. Data is normally raw data which is not processed, whereas information is processed data in a processed form. Then it is known as information. Now we talk about multimedia. Multimedia is formed by using two words, that is multi and media. So the term multimedia refers to different types of contents like text, images, audio, video, animation, and etc. Now what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is really very special and it's popular in use nowadays, because what if we lose our computer's memory accidentally, or the phone's memory? Then we have some cloud computing. Now cloud computing helps us to store and access data application services on a global server, like suppose Google Drive. So we can store the data there and we can check it out anytime. If we upload all our photos on Google Drive, and if our phone memory is lost by something, then also we can access those photographs with our email ID and password that we have set. So we have three types of clouds: public clouds, private clouds, and hybrid clouds. Now hybrid clouds are actually both public and both private, that is both of them a mixture. Now let me give you some examples. Like public cloud, it can be any public cloud that in which anyone can access the information. In a private cloud, only the person who is authorized with the email ID and the password, then only the person can actually read and access the information, just like Google Drive. And hybrid clouds, it can be in a company that some information is being shared with everyone, and some information like coding etc. is just kept to the company owners or the company editors. Now what is internet? Internet is a widely used network of networks. So internet stands for international network. That means it connects countries. It is a system. It is a network of networks, and it is a worldwide system of computer networks. Now we used it nowadays. It's really common in use. It is a largest public network that allows users to get connected with each other all over the world and to exchange information with each other. Now what is intranet? Intranet is a network that exists exclusively within an organization and that is based on internet technology. That means intranet is somewhat similar to internet, but it is not the same, because what happens, intranet is within an organization only, whereas internet is a worldwide network. Okay, internet is a worldwide network, whereas intranet is within an organization. So but the technology, the main thing is the main idea is taken from internet only on a small scale. Now what is interspace? Now interspace is seen as a future of internet. Now nowadays we use internet, and in future interspace is known as the future of internet. Interspace is a client server software program that allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video and text chat in a dynamic 3D environment. So right now we use internet, which is kind of 2D. So maybe 3D I cannot give you some, because I haven't used it yet, but it's said to be the future, so we'll see it. What are the uses of internet? Uses of internet are hidden from no one. Everyone is using internet these days. So some common uses are social networking, online banking. Now social networking like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Online banking like your transactions made, like your school fees is gone, or the EMIs are paid. And e-commerce like Amazon, Flipkart, वगैरह. So they you order things and pay for it. Mobile commerce like Paytm and Beam UPI, and all, by syncing your bank account and just paying for it with your mobile. Entertainment that we use every day, TikTok, YouTube, and Hello, etc. And technology of the future, of course, because technology is very important for internet, and internet is bringing a lot of technology. Now what is World Wide Web? World Wide Web, abbreviated as WWW or W3, commonly known as the web, is a system of interlinked hypertext documents accessed via via the internet. So actually it is the internet, it is accessed via the internet, and is a system of interlinked hypertext documents. That means they are all linked together with the web browser. Anyone can view web pages that may contain text, images, videos, and other multimedia and navigate between them via hyperlinks. Now, what are hyperlinks and what are web browser? Web browser like Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, etc., by which you can actually, it is an interface between you and the internet, and internet is an interface between the web browser and the World Wide Web. So you can actually reach the internet through a web browser. And hyperlinks are kind of they are given as a link, or they are highlighted links that on which if we touch we are redirected to a new page. Information is stored on web servers referred to as web pages are retrieved by using a web browser such as Firefox on the local computer. A web browser is software used to view websites and act as an interface between user and the World Wide Web. A web server is a computer that stores websites and their related files for viewing on the internet. That means you can view information on web server on the web by internet, and web browser, it acts as an interface between you, as I told earlier. Now, what is internet service provider? Like whatever company you use, suppose you use Jio, so Reliance or Airtel or anything like that, so that the ISP, the internet service provider, that organization which provides you internet. Then internet service provider ISP is an organization which provides you with access to the internet via a dial-up using modem or direct hardwire or wireless connection. Nowadays mostly we have wireless connections. Otherwise it used to be dial-up in the earlier times. We used to dial it using a modem, and then we used to get a referral code, and then by using that code the people used to actually access the internet. And hardwire, nowadays no one uses it, and we use wireless connection. Choosing connectivity depends on the availability of a particular technology, speed, connection type in your area. An example, the Airtel, BSNL, etc. Modem. Now, what is a modem? Modem is actually modulator and demodulator, and a modem is a device that converts digital computer signals into a form of analog signals that can travel over phone lines. It also reconverts the analog signals back to digital signals, and the word modem is derived from its function modulator, demodulator. So, modem is actually a device which converts analog signals to digital signals when it reaches. Suppose a modem is actually a converter in between. That is, if you have a modem and you want to share information between two devices, and that two devices are connected with a modem. So when the information is in one device, the sender device, and it is in digital form. Modem converts it into analog signals. Analog signals reach the receiver device, and then it is converted back into digital signals. Okay. Now, what is the commonly used internet connectivity? So, there are dial-up, which we studied right now. Dial-up internet access is a form of internet access that uses the facilities of public switch telephone networks to establish a connection to an internet service provider via telephone lines using a device called modem. Users dial a particular number provided by the ISP and gain access to the internet. Just like I told you, they make a call. Kind of a call by the number whatever the ISP has been taken. It was used earlier that by dialing that number one can easily access the internet. What is DSL? DSL is digital subscriber line, provide internet access by transmitting digital data over wires of local telephone network. DSL is a service delivered along with wired telephone service on the same telephone line on the customer premises. So this is what is digital subscriber line. Now, cable internet access. Cable internet access is a form of broadband internet access that uses the cable television infrastructure. Cable internet access is provided through existing cable TV network. It is similar to DSL, but that is provided over existing telephone lines. So they are quite similar, both of them, DSL and cable internet access. And 3G. Now what is 3G? Nowadays we use 4G, but before that there was 3G. So what is 3G? 3G, which is short for third generation, is a set of standards used for mobile devices and mobile telecommunication services and involves high-speed downlink packet access, HSDPA, is 3G mobile telephone communications protocol that allows higher data transfer speeds and capacity. So it was a high-speed download packet access. That means at that time 3G was a very fast network. Nowadays 4G is a fast network, and in the coming years 5G, 6G, and it will go on. What is WiMAX? WiMAX is a acronym for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It is a wireless communication standard designed to provide mobile broadband connectivity across cities and countries through a variety of devices. WiMAX is a long-range system covering many kilometers and is typically used where DSL or cable internet access cannot be used. So it clearly shows that DSL or cable internet can be used in short distances, whereas WiMAX can go up to a long range of distances. Now what is a Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi is very popular nowadays. So Wi-Fi is a technology that allows an electronic device such as computer or mobile phone to exchange data wirelessly over a network, including high-speed internet connections. Wi-Fi devices such as personal computers, smartphones, video game console, etc. So nowadays Wi-Fi is really very much used in these days. It is used for sharing the internet over devices. Suppose one device is having an internet and it's switching on its hotspot, then the other device which wants to use the internet connection, they can switch on the Wi-Fi, and with the provided password they can access the same internet easily. Now we have data transfer on internet. Data transfer on internet with the help of TCP or IP, that is transmission control protocol or internet protocol. So by using TCP or IP, data transfer over internet is taking place. Now what is the role of TCP and IP? The role is TCP breaks the information in form of data packets where size of each data packet is 1500 characters. So TCP, what it does, it breaks down the information, and each packet contains 1500 characters. And TCP also assigns the serial number of each and every data packet so that it can reach in a serial order. Suppose you have a big long list of about 15,000 characters, so it will break into packets of up to 1500, and then you will have 10 packets, and they will have marked serial numbers and then like 1, 2 and so on, so that you can actually access and the information can be retrieved in a particular serial number form. Now TCP is also responsible for transferring all the data packets. So it makes data packets and is responsible for the transferring of all data packets. TCP is also responsible for arranging all data packets on destination computer in a serial order, and if any data packet is missing, not reaches, then TCP makes a request to the source computer for sending these. So whatever data packets it has made, suppose it has made 10 data packets, so those 10 data packets have to reach there, and the TCP work will be to arrange it in a particular order. That is, the first information, the second, the serial number has to be maintained, and then it has to arrange there. And if something is missing, then it asks and requests the source computer for sending the same once again. What is the role of IP? IP is responsible for providing IP address of destination computer. So destination computer, it is very necessary, and nowadays we use IP only, internet protocol, and IP provides the shortest route map of destination computer. It does not go through a long method, it finds the shortest. Now who governs the internet? Internet is not governed by any organization, it is simply coordinated by so many volunteer organizations. So it is not governed by any organization, but is coordinated by voluntary organizations such as IAB, that is Internet Architecture Board, responsible for providing resources and approving standards. So this is the work of IAB. IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, is responsible for solving all technical problems which arises on the internet. IRTF, that is Internet Research Task Force, that is responsible for doing the researches. NIC is responsible for providing registration services to the internet community, like any registration you want to do. And NSFNet, that is National Science Foundation Network, responsible for advanced research. Okay. Now, what is topology? Topology is the method in which you connect the systems. Interconnection pattern of nodes autonomous computer is known as topology. Now, there are different types of topology, like star topology, ring topology, bus topology, and tree topology. So, star topology, like 5-star, like suppose this is a star topology. Ring topology will have everything in a circle, all the computers will be in a circle. Bus topology will be in a line, linear topology it is also called. And tree topology, that means one server, like one server with two servers, like that.